Water flowing on the river always remembers the river bed beneath. It notes its limitation. That if this river bed is not there, then I cannot flow.
I've always seen that a moment of time has an effect on your awareness. Towards that, yoga and meditation have gone a very long way in making my ability to perform my profession a lot better.
Time and samay is not same. Consciousness and chetana is not same. Sah and May, the one who is with Saha. Saha means that. Om Sangachadham Samvadadham Sambho Mananshi Janata Deva Bhage Yatha Purve Sanjnana Upasate Satyam Param Dhimahi. I am very happy to be in this Upanishad with Unni Pillai ji. The topic, time and consciousness, is perhaps such a topic which asks for silence, for meditation instead of speaking. But that is where limited and unlimited both meet. Because if we do not speak, then we cannot indicate how much depth lies there in the silence, how much peace and happiness, bliss, balance lies when you are in deep meditation. So language becomes our facilitator as well as our limit also. So in this Upanishad, these 2-3 things I want to highlight. That language is something which gives us a cultural experience. So that limitation we all have to remember all the time. Like water flowing on the river always remembers the river bed beneath. It notes its limitation. That if this river bed is not there, then I cannot flow. So that becomes its limitation, and that becomes the felicitation also. So here we are saying that time and samay is not same. Consciousness and chetana is not same. That we have to be mindful about the language. And with not explaining much, because as our revered guest, I will say, because he is going to play now host, he is known for flying, and thus to a test pilot. Test pilot means before anybody flies, he has to take the plunge to test whether the vehicle is worth flying or not. So what we say in spirituality is, more than knowledge, you need courage to manifest it. So his life, his profession itself, it speaks that without courage you can't enter even that profession. Same is true about the spirituality. If one has to become really spiritual, one has to be the courage incarnate. With these words, I hand over myself to Unniji, and wherever he pilots us, we will keep moving. I'll follow in the seat. Let him fly all of us. Unniji.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskar, Guruji.
Namaste.
To begin with, I want to thank Guruji and everybody who facilitated this interaction. And I was really looking forward to it because from a very long time I have been on this quest to understand life, to get a more deeper meaning so that I could lead a fuller life. So I have stumbled upon, a number of ways through yoga, meditation, and I would like to say that meditation has really helped a lot, especially in my profession where, uh, you know, ultimate focus is required at moments. And towards that, yoga and meditation have gone a very long way in making my uh, ability to perform my profession a lot better and also understand myself a lot better and take me towards more into spirituality. So in this quest of mine, I've always stumbled upon a lot of questions. Some of them have got answered over years, but some of them still remain. So I'm really looking forward to the interaction with you. I hope some of them you are able to clarify some of them. So like today's time and consciousness is the topic for the discussion, which is a very, very deep topic, as you had already mentioned. But we'll start with, simple things which, have intrigued me a lot. And I will start with my first question. Before I ask my question, I want to just build up to that. See, as human beings, we have always measured time by the movement of the celestial bodies around us or around Earth. See, we measure day by the revolution of the Earth, the months by the movement of the moon around the Earth, year by around the sun, and of course, when you go to yogas, from whatever I know, it is either precision or the movement of the solar system around the center of the galaxy or Brahmanadi, whichever we call it. So I've always seen that a moment of time has an effect on your awareness. For example, certain times you're able to meditate a lot more easily vis-a-vis other times. So my question is, does time really affect your humanity as such, the awareness of humanity, the consciousness of the humanity, and of course the individual self? And if it does, how do we optimize it? For example, our own personal spiritual growth. If you have any points on this, I would be grateful to hear it.
It is very heartening to note that you have given some background to it. It makes me easier to speak with you and speak with audience. So when we look at time, so your question is roughly, when suppose I am taking it this way, that if I am meditating in the morning, does it make difference if I am meditating in the noon or in the evening? That is a practical question. But beneath that there are certain layers which you have indicated, that the movement of celestial bodies and all, so that from where to look at the time. And you said traditionally we have been looking time from this framework. This is the mirror we have chosen, this is the glass we have chosen. So I say, to go a little more clearer understanding of time itself, we can say that here there we can apply three glasses. One is that of scientists, another is that of seers, and one we can apply is that of a guru. So in science, like in Newtonian physics, it was the thought that time was static, everything moving on, but time will not change. Then came Einstein, and it is we are talking about the modern scientist. Earlier scientists, if we go to the Bodhayan and Pythagoras, that is a very long debate, because here seers and scientists were not different, they were both in one person, so the difference was not there. Later on, when this modern knowledge started coming to us, this division appeared, because certain people thought that character has nothing to do with your knowledge. We don't believe in that, we don't see it that way here. That we say no, character is the most key thing in acquiring knowledge. So that is why seers and scientists were not different here in this land. Anyway, we came to the Newtonian physics, then we came to the Einstein, So he says, no, it is relative. He gave the word time space continuum. That if you can fold the space, you can fold the time as well. Then came this Big Bang theory. Science, we speak little bit. So they say, like in spirituality, we used to say that there are certain questions you can't ask. So people thought it is negative to say that way. But when same logic is applied to the Big Bang, that if we ask, where did Big Bang happen? When did Big Bang happen? Then they say you are not supposed to ask that question, because from Big Bang only everything begins. So here also you reach to a point of ignorance. That's something you just assume, because others who know the subject better, they are authority and they are saying, please, this is the way it is. If you start looking that only, then only there is a possibility that you will realize the truth. So these are the various lens. That now is the ultimate lens of the Guru, who says, Guru Parataram Tattvam Nasti. That is the definition of the Guru. That there is nothing possible beyond Guru. So that means whatever is there, knowledge, ignorance, and ultimate ignorance, all is within that entity. So we found as human beings, we call those people Guru, though discovered their ultimate ignorance. That ultimate ignorance always stays with them. They always know that they are the most ignorant person on this earth, and they maintain that very clearly. That is called the Laya. They never forget that they are for 1 second, they cannot get enlightened. They don't have that luxury. They always have to be ignorant. Then only they are into Laya. But there is a process to be. It is not anybody can say that I am ignorant. That is not the point. Because path goes from knowledge, from ignorance to knowledge to ultimate ignorance. That is where the Laya operates. So when you need to move beyond time and space into that. That is where the seer goes beyond where the scientists go. So that is about life. That is about existence. Now when we are operating, so this is only we can indicate certain things. Like I give 2-3 names. That's why I said in the beginning that time and Samay is not same. Samay, if you see we take one meaning of the Samay. Sah and May, the one who is with Saha. Saha means that. That means ultimate existence. Somebody call it divine, divinity. Somebody calls it Paramatma. Various names people give. So Allah, somebody says, whatever they are saying. It's ultimate being they are referring to. So it's a Sahamay, the one who is pervaded by that one. Samyah, another meaning, the one who is even ultimately, whose evenness is never lost, whatever is unevenness is happening. So if one is into that conscious, these are only just 2 meanings. We can talk thousands meanings from the same words. So which meaning to take? So this is Samay. Now this is one way of saying what is Samay. So that is consciousness. If we are with that, who is the ultimate, all-pervading, so what is the consciousness other than that? So time and consciousness are not different. They are same if we look from this meaning. So then another word we say duration, time, avadhi. Avadhi in Sanskrit we call avadhi, or on all Indic languages. So avadhi means when you are born and when this body passes away. The duration between that. So the duration means abadhi. Badh means to kill. Some get finished. So abadhi means not badhi. That time you cannot be killed. That duration, that is called avadhi. In English we call it duration, period, various names, but that doesn't make that kind of sense. Why it doesn't make? Because it is not limited to words. Once you come to know the avadhi, then you have to transcend that. Literal meaning also, if you have to enter into meditation. Then you have muhurta. Muhurta means something which is ultimately in alliance with what is ultimate. Means it is in complete laya. Muhur means happening again and again, which we say on the lower place that this creation is happening again and again. That means it has not transcended. If somebody transcends that, then it becomes free from this sense of happening again and again. So here word sense of is important. Sense of happening and again and again. So muhurt is also a point, Now comes Kala, third word. Is Kala is that point of time or duration when somebody is killed or dead, so to say, our language, which is common language. Then there is Avshar, opportunity, occasion we call in English, because these words are so confusing. That's why we say if somebody has to really acquire the true knowledge of the self, they should go by their mother tongue. It will be very easy, because ultimately they have to transcend that meaning. Otherwise, they'll be caught with meaning, and meanings are thousands. It is like if you put a spectrum and you pass sun rays, you have so many colors, and then permutation combination. So it will be whole life exercise in waste. You will get some knowledge, but it will never be clear what we are looking for. So time is always a point. All these examples I have given, taking birth is a point in time. Your life is a point in time. Death is a point in time. Time itself is a point, like arrow, it is moving, like as we say in meditation, it is short, like going in one direction. So only direction, indication, sanket can be given, that which direction we are moving. And finally you become so intense that it becomes all one. Like these days in science, we cite science examples because we have to create some language which is common to maximum people. So these days people understand the singularity, black hole, all these things. Something they understand, that something is being told, something is being told about. So we say you become more intense like a black hole or like a singularity, then you transcend time. So then these things, when is it possible? When you have transcended your physicality, then it becomes possible. Otherwise, you are gripped by physicality only little, even if you go little deeper in meditation. Because Unni has been practicing, so he knows about it, must be knowing. That once you transcend, even for a few minutes, your physicality, you are in an entirely different reality. That is also you. But once you start coming down, that you begin to forget what was that experience. If it is too deep, then you entirely forget it. You just know that something had happened. So these are the stages of consciousness. So only Einstein indicated towards it in the current science. This is how it is possible that there may be different stages of time. It's not universal. Now we are coming just to basic question, that does it help to meditate at different times? So when we are, every time is a Sandhya Kala, meeting point. And in every meeting point, when it is contrast is high, like morning and daybreak. So whole night, when nature is in comparatively, in whichever part we are living, it will apply accordingly. Wherever that night is there, that means comparatively world is at peace around us. So when it starts daybreak, start moving towards the morning, then that is the best time when our body has also taken rest completely. Now we are in a position to physically it has rested well. So Brahma Muhurtam we call, and before that Amrit Kalam, 3:15 or about that time it begins. So if our routine, lifestyle, professional requirements, everything, so many things are there, all that give us space that much that we are in a position to comfortably avail that time. Because if any kind of things are going in our head, subtler things impact you more. So gross don't. So if anything is going on, no, I'm not doing it right, or I had to go to duty, but for the meditation I have to wake up early, then it won't work. But if you are getting that time, your lifestyle is such, your profession allows it, then that is best time to meditate, early in the morning. Second best, Brahma Muhurtam. Amritkal, Brahma Muhurtam. Then last is before the daybreak. Now, if you say, no, I cannot get any of these, then anytime, whenever you are in calm state of mind, you are in a position to face the meditation. You can sit for that. So then this is the science behind helping it, because that time you are in balance, whole nature is in balance, that is why it definitely helps. But all these conditions should be met. It is not something physically, no, come what may. Even if you slept at 12 and 3 you get up and then you want to sit for meditation, it won't work. So you have to satisfy your lower beings. In one person there are 16%, as we say in Sahaj Smriti Yog. So we have to satisfy our lower tendencies. Like physically you should be fit, mentally you should be peaceful, and then you can sit for meditation. So definitely it helps, and the simple principle is there. I am repeating again, because the nature is at balance at that time and contrast is maximum. So when things are in contrast, clarity comes the most. That you, since Unni knows is best because he flies there, what he has to see there. So he is in a contrast there. So that time he needs focus, and that focus is nothing short of meditation. But only thing is, that time you are, choice is to look around and see things and manage them. Choice is not to look the sky within, but to look sky without. So that's a choice or profession. But yes, this is how it is.
Thank you, Guruji. Uh, Coming up to the next, leading from the same topic is, for example, today is supposed to be the solar eclipse on 14th. Now, see, at any given time, there is a certain position of all the celestial bodies around Earth. Does it affect the humanity as such? Because right now, what you're seeing is a lot of wars going on. To quote that old saying, where the cries of fools are, words of sages are stilled by the cries of the fools. So, is there anything happening which, on the human awareness, which is due to, all this?
Yes. Yes. That is true. See, we have to see again our nature of our existence. All these things are there. What unfortunately is happening now is, most of us are more inclined towards physical being of ourselves. So physicality always leads to insecurity, because something which you are seeing will perish over time, visible to everyone. So everybody just works reverse way, that how to make it that it doesn't perish. Now is it possible? So all kinds of things they gather around themselves, that how to make it secure, and then they forget how to behave. So their behavior is driven by insecurity, suspicion. See, being inquisitive is not same as being suspicious. Otherwise, what is the problem? There is now, look at how contrasting things we have. We have this much food on earth that if we distribute it properly, then no one is going to die with hunger. That used to be the case earlier. But what is lacking is discernment. What is lacking is compassion. What is lacking is that feeling of evenness, sameness, that no, what pain as a human being I undergo, another also undergoes the same pain, another also have the same insecurities and all. So when these, as you were saying, these celestial bodies are moving, is it creating something in us? Yes, if we are centered only on bodily consciousness. No, if we have transcended ourselves. So this is the time when people should get spiritualized, so that they begin to see the reality. They become drashta, seers. So then their priorities will be aligned properly. Otherwise, as we are seeing, you rightly indicated, what is happening in the world, why there is so much fight, and these are who makes these decisions. You see, most aware persons of those nations, those who are premiers, prime ministers, or presidents, or whosoever, they make these decisions that there is no way but to fight. So why? Because somewhere something wrong was instigated in the back, and nature always wants to stay in balance. So whatever impressions are lost and whatever impressions are created on human psyche, they are also looking for their redressal. If somebody always thinks that I was harmed somewhere, and that memory keeps coming, then they tend to act by that memory then in the present. So as you see, we all read newspaper, what we are seeing is that they say, what are these children have done who are getting killed in these wars? But what about this other party says, no, what about when earlier you had done that? So then both are losing sight of the present. So how to stay in present? Only through spiritual process. You can become compassionate. You can see clearly that discernment, viveka, until we call it Bimal Vivek. Without any impressions, you have that discernment. Then only you will be in a position to trust others. Otherwise, you can't trust. Even if you are head of the nation, always back movement will keep going, diplomatic things and all, making your country as much as possible through your intelligence to stay, you see, secure. But where from all these are coming? As we say in our this consciousness, if we go to the Hindi or Sanskrit thing, then it is Chetana. And it is constituted of four things: mind, ego, intelligence, and memory. Man, buddhi, smriti, ahankar. Now, if you have to make a decision, a conscious decision, then you have to be sure that you are not colored any of these four. So mind, what is mind? It is nothing. It takes the color of that what kind of bhava is incited. If anger is incited, mind becomes anger. If happiness is incited, mind becomes happy. It is just a mirror. It's just a space where, so to say, where things are happening. If ego is incited, mind becomes ego. If intelligence is provoked, mind becomes intelligence. If memories are provoked, then mind becomes memories. And all these things are in past, they can never be in present. In present, only wisdom can stay. What to do at this moment. So if people, nations have their memories, cultures have their memories, religions have their memories, where do they have these memories? In you and I. So if wise among us remove all those and tell the people, those who are listening to them, please clean yourself from all these and just become wise, what needs to be done at this moment, then there will be no war. And that is what here in Indic culture we have been doing. That before every war, if you see anywhere in Ramayana or in Mahabharata, there will be somebody going for the peace proposal. See, look at it. First, give first chance to the peace. In Mahabharata, Krishna himself goes. In Ramayana, so many, Hanuman, Angad, everybody goes to Ravan, his own brother. But unfortunately, when people are gripped by any of, like Ravan was gripped by ego. So here also, if any of these four is there, people will not see what they need to see, what is reality. Then they are, as you said in your question, Are these celestial bodies, they are making impact? Yes, if you consider yourself physical being, and even subtler being like this we call sukshma sarira, man buddhi ahankar, that is also reflected, that is also impacted by all these things. Only when you go beyond that, you become the causal body, then you begin to know that what you should not get influenced by, because there is also chance that you get different, see, wrong causations in even in the causal body. So the journey is a little that way only. That's why it asks for sadhana. Otherwise, see, if we are a democratic country or any, then they'll play by the what the emotions of the people are, that how people are thinking. So the accordingly, oh, this decision will bring me vote, go with this decision. So are we saying here that we should suspect leadership when they are going for war? No, we are saying here very clearly that education should be such, that I am saying very clearly. Education should be real education, where every human being becomes wise, so that they know when leader is making a decision that this is wise decision and this is not wise decision. And then they raise their hand and say they are wise. No, no. Then why will not any leader take a decision which his populace is appreciating? So this is level of understanding, levels of realization. So then we say kala hai karma ishvara, mithya dos lagaya. That unnecessarily you are putting something that this is kala, this is karma, this is subhava, which is making me do this. The real thing is that we ourselves have been lazy, indisciplined to transcend and see the reality. So we say this graha is troubling me, that graha is troubling me. You, all the shastras are saying that they are seeking power from you. There is none more powerful than you. Please understand this. And this is here and now realizable. It doesn't take much time. If I should not say, but I can indicate 6-7 years of sadhana is sufficient. You come to know, if you are keen and intense, you come to know everything. That this is how you are, this is the nature of your being. And then you become, you see, joy for the earth, because the light begins.